So we're back at it again with Shazmeen Ban, and you're chilling with me, your girl Daria Kish.
And this is Shazmeen Bank, your life coach, and you can bank on me.
How you feeling, Shazmeen?
So good.
Yeah?
So nice. Yeah.
We had an interesting conversation about goal setting.
Really amazing.
But we did start with a quote, and I want to read it just for those who missed it. And it says, "The reason most people never reach their goals is that they don't define them or ever seriously consider them as believable or achievable. Winners can tell you where they are going, what they plan to do along the way, and who will be sharing the adventure with them." That is by Dennis Waitley. And I was asking you, how accurate is this quote?
It's beautiful. Like, doesn't that just give you juice? It kind of like forms a whole vision. To me, that quote like tells me where I'm going, who do I need in my life, what do I need to set out. It's like, it's perfect. I loved it.
I think it made me feel like I've been setting goals the wrong way. I feel like it attacked me. I was like, wow, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know who I'm going to be with when I set my goals. So I need to change all of that.
And who's in your life, who should be, who shouldn't be. Because we were discussing earlier that we said, you know, you're the sum of the 5 people you always hang around with.
True.
And it makes a big difference to your life. Who pushes you, who inspires you, who teaches you, who doesn't. So, I mean, goal setting was amazing. And the reason I thought it was such a nice idea for us to do it was because we're reaching the end of the year.
True.
And I think people have had beautifully challenging, diverse experiences this year. And I just feel going into the next year, people should like have hope and have like, you know, the courage to be able to go for what it is they want despite what's going on. So I thought like goal setting was this beautiful way of looking at, you know, your vision and then seeing, okay, what is my vision? How do I attain it? You know, how do you even go around goal setting? So many people say, because they think, okay, December's come, January's come, let me have like a list of the little things that I feel I want to achieve.
Sure.
It's often, you know, losing weight. It's often career. It's often, I'm going to find love and be open this year. And then February comes and 90% of the goals and the vision you set out having don't exist anymore.
Something different, because, you know, you start by first week, I'm going to go to the gym, and
Exactly.
then you get slower and slower.
Yes.
And then when it's the end of the year, most people actually start doing more things. They accomplish more sometimes at the end of the year because of that pressure.
Yeah.
The year is ending, I haven't done anything.
Yes.
And it could be better if you knew how to set those goals.
Exactly.
So that's when we get to that.
So it begins with why.
Yeah.
Why do you need to set goals? So goals are, like, I would say, these little vision boards of what you want in your life. And setting goals, I would say, is first look at the different areas of your life. So break it down to physically, what are the goals that I want to have? Mentally, what are the goals I want to have? Career-wise, education-wise, family-wise, spiritually. So I would break down goals into these different segments first. And then I'd say, okay, so I like to set goals in a smart way. So it's called smart goal setting.
Yes.
So it's in these different areas that I've listed in my life. How specific can I get? So under each area, so I'd say now you want to lose weight, for example. Get specific about how you want to lose the weight. How do you want to look? So I want to lose 10 kilos. I want to do this by going to the gym. I think I can attain it 3 times a week. Okay, great. So more specific, you know, what days of the week? Okay, let's do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay, great. What time in the week? I think I could do 7 p.m. without missing it. All right. What if you miss it at 7 p.m.? On a Monday, on a Wednesday, or on a Friday? Okay, then I know I have a buffer of Thursday or Saturday. So you are getting so specific. You're not allowing yourself to fail out of those goals. You have a buffer that if this doesn't happen, I have something that will help me around it.
Sure.
So you get very specific about it. Then you want to see, is it measurable? So can I lose the 10 kilos, you know, in a month? Can I lose it in 6 months? So you get specific about, okay, let me break it down to in 5 kilos, I could probably lose in about 2.5 months, and then move on that way. And then you want to look at, is it measurable? So you've got specific, measurable, and then you want to see, is it attainable?
Yeah.
Can I get there? Can I lose the 10? Am I pushing it too far?
Has to be reasonable.
Exactly. Is
Yeah.
it realistic? So that's the R of the SMART. And then you want to also be able to remind yourself, I need to reward myself from something like this. And then set a time. So I'm starting to lose weight, and then people start the whole year. So it's the biggest goal I have for this, and I want to lose weight, and I'm going to do it for 2021. but then you're going to spend the whole year losing 10 kilos where you
Yeah.
could have spent the whole year losing 30. It's about just knowing what it is you want. So I would say goal setting is not only putting down into words, and like we were saying, sometimes guys feel I'm a guy.
Yeah.
I can't journal, I can't write in a diary.
girly.
Yeah, exactly. That's what girls, but you know, so many successful athletes and businessmen actually know what they want because they put it down.
Yeah, even
so
coaches,
you see it.
they write
Exactly.
affirmations and they say, this is what we're going to do. They give you the vision of it, you know?
Exactly. And then I would say once you've written it down, you want to be able to visualize it. You want to see yourself there.
Yes.
But the thing about goal setting is to be fearless when you do it. Is not to sit and say, this is where I am in my life. I don't think I could attain that. You know, I've not gone to school. I don't think that's a life I could have. My mom and dad come from, you know, a traumatic background. They're divorced. I don't think I can ever have a happy relationship.
Yeah.
So it's being able to write whatever you want as though it's in real time, as though it's happened. So you
Yes.
trick the subconscious mind to believe and feel, wow, this has happened. So you put that feeling in your body. And then we did that small exercise when we were on radio, which was close your
works.
eyes and then think of everything red. Think of red, think of red, think of red, think of red. And when you open your eyes, you know, point out what's red.
And you'll see most of the red things.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
just sort of stands out really quick. But then I go think of brown. Show me brown.
It's going to be hard because I didn't visualize it.
And you're not conditioned.
Yeah.
So what you did in such a short span of time, and this is what people don't realize is the power of the brain in such a short span of time,
Yes.
with your eyes closed, you saw red. And then the minute you opened your eyes, it came to you.
Everywhere.
But
yeah.
then when you had to see brown, you couldn't see it. That's not what you went for. So that's part of now why visualizing your goals into being, you pull them into you.
Yeah.
So it moves from thought, it moves into action. So that's like this beautiful power around goal setting.
And you gotta believe it, because there's no point of setting a goal and you're like, well, I do it, I don't know, let me just write it down for the sake, I might do it. And that's when you came through with a state of mind when you're setting those goals, which is very, very important.
Exactly, because it's like if you look at me right now and I pull out a diary and I'm like, okay, 2021, let's say I'll do well on radio, I'll get more clients, I'll hold a seminar. Yeah, okay, but that energy is what I'm going to draw back. So I'm not pulling anybody or sending this magnetic energy out to bring stuff to me. But if I'm like in this peak powerful state and I'm like, I'm going to crush it on radio, I'm going to have this awesome seminar, I'm going to have more clients, I'm going to change lives, I'm going to impact people around me. Suddenly that energy in my body is like telling the universe, this is what she wants. Bring it. And you're taking out all these goals because you're so crystal clear on what it is that you want. You're so focused. So it's like the other side of goal setting is you know, you're focused, you're crystal clear, you got clarity where you want to go. You've got this 10-year plan, 5-year plan, 1-year plan, 6-month plan. And then you stand there looking like, okay, this is where I want to go. This is my life. This is my vision. Great.
Yeah.
Who do I need in my life? Who do I need to call?
Yes.
What, you know?
What do I need to get rid of to make sure that I can get to that place? Because sometimes goal
Exactly.
setting is having to accept that some things you got to shed off.
Reevaluate your
Yeah.
entire life. And sometimes people set a goal, and when you look at what you wrote down, you actually realize, wow, I can't believe it. Like that, I can do this, but I didn't think I could do this, and I
Yes.
didn't think I could do this. I might have somebody that can help me here and here. I might need to go back to school for here and here. I might need to be physically fit to get here. So suddenly everything in your life starts to align.
Sure.
But I say the best way to do it and not lose momentum with it is believe in your goals. So make vision boards.
Vision boards, very
Yes,
important.
which is exciting. So have fun doing it. Put on some music, have some friends, you know, like do it in a way that you feel is you're bringing, you're charging like this
Yeah.
energy around what you're going to put on a manila paper. And then I would say at the back of the manila paper, each picture, write really specific. What's the time I'm attracting this?
Yes.
How am I going to get there? Get so down to, you know, the nitty gritty about it. And then put that up. because you want to wake up every day. Every time you come into your room, you want to be able to consistently keep seeing that, like you saw red.
Yes.
And then it's exactly the example we gave. Some people who like, like, I really love a Range Rover, I'd love to have one day. Suddenly you see them everywhere you go, or like this handbag or a pair of shoes, or suddenly it's everywhere you look.
Yes.
Because we don't realize how much power we have in ourselves to attract what it is we want. We don't realize that where we are in our lives is exactly what we attracted and settled for.
Sure. So if you keep those negative thoughts, if that's the only thing that's in your mind, then that's where you're going to be at the end of the day.
Exactly.
In a negative space. So
exactly.
Just changing that mindset is very important, because there's no point of writing something that you don't even believe in, and it's just going to go with the wind. You're like, why didn't it happen? I thought I did it, but you didn't believe in yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people see the goals for a year. So I'd push people. See your goals for the next 5 years,
or 10.
See yourself for the next 10.
Yes.
Because exactly what, Bill Clinton said, such a beautiful thing. And he says that, people underestimate what they can achieve in a decade and overestimate what they can achieve in a year. That's
crazy.
Massive. Yeah.
I'm still
too much
writing
pressure.
notes, and I'm still getting, but it's so important right now that I'm gonna go home, get that book of mine, get that pen, and write it down. I'm not gonna start with the vision board right away. I'm just gonna write it down, and then now go get my manila and do it, because that's the only way I'm gonna see my growth.
Exactly.
Because if you don't put things down, you're not gonna see how you've grown. And you also got to be able to celebrate yourself, like, wow, I've come from here to here. It gives
reward.
you
Exactly. And feel grateful when you're doing it. But
yes.
but the thing I would do is, if you're gonna start your goals, and let's say you pick one area that you'd want to work on. Music. So I'd put music, and then I put it into a circle, and then I would get really specific in like one layer on what it is exactly I want in music. So I'd have like a bubble around a bubble.
Yes.
And then after that, I'd have another bubble, and I'd say, okay, how do I measure this would be attainable? Then I'd have another bubble and say, okay, how do I know I'm growing towards that? And then I have another bubble around that, and I'd say, okay, I need to be realistic. What are the time frames for this one goal? And then set in the time. Yeah. I want to have produced 5 records in the next 5 years, in the next 2 years. How do I get there? What do I need to do?
Another question I want to ask, as we are about to wrap up, what if you set your goals, you are going through them, it's going well, and then something happens and it pulls you back, and you can't get that morale to get back to it, because you feel like, you know what, I'm not even gonna be able to make it. I've already wasted maybe 5 months or half a year or a year. How do you get to that point of, I can still do this?
You get up. You get up and you do it. Like I always say, life's gonna knock you down. But if it knocks you down, make sure you land on your back, because if you can look up, you can stand up. That's the point of life. It's always going to hit you down, but it's just going to divert you a little bit. You might need to be like, okay, phew, this is a bit of a tough blow. I feel a little low right now, but I'm not going to lose sight of what I want. This is my life. I'm creating my dreams. So life's going to knock me. People are going to knock me because they don't believe in my vision, in my ability. The minute you lose your vision and your belief in who you are, then you cave into the rest of the 99% of the world.
That's quite true.
So take knocks. It's okay,
So you're saying it's okay sometimes when you set goals, sometimes some things might happen.
Some people get sick, different things. Life's going to throw different things your way. But it's to just remember, I know where I'm going. So it's, I'm going there towards that goal, and life's taking me this way a little bit. Okay, I'll readjust. I still know where I'm going. So you're not losing that. Yeah.
It's not an aimless arrow, as you said.
Exactly.
It's, there's a target and you know where you're going. So
exactly.
Are there any last words you would say about goal setting?
It's about, scheduling in your dreams. I say goals are something that are beautiful. Like if you look at a goal, it's like looking at your entire life. It's mapping your life out. You get a chance to be able to do that at your own space and your own time. So I would take goal setting so seriously. I wouldn't underestimate who you are. I would not give in to your life circumstances. I would go for what it is that you actually want. I would believe in who I am, and I'd stand up for it, and I'd be like, this is what I want. I'm going for it. And anybody can have anything successful people have done.
True.
Right. Success leaves clues. Go follow. How did they get it? People be looking at you and they're like, I love Daria.
Yeah.
Like she got here, but how did Daria get here? there's like a whole
It's a
loop of what
journey.
you've been through, right?
Yeah,
so
that's
follow it.
Thank you so much, Shazmeen,
You're
for
welcome.
talking to us about goal setting. I feel like I'd forgotten about it. I was like, that exists, but it's not that important. But right now, I feel like we need to look at it and just go back. If you're watching this right now, go sit down, set those goals, make a vision board, and then you can see how far you're going and your growth. Very important. So thank you so much, Shazmeen.
Thank
again.
you.
All right. Bye.
Energy Radio.